to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast, episode 299?
You got it.
2 nines? 2 9?
2 nines.
Two nines. That one's an easy. That's a sad. It's almost sadder when they're easy.
You know,
I need some prime number bullshit, some real finaying of the numbers. Whatever. Hi, Bruno.
Hi, Nick.
We don't have a full ensemble of
No, we don't.
the randomness of it was Eric was just I want to join the podcast. I'm like, okay, bud. Typically you fall asleep at 10. Cause
Yep, I was there. I heard it.
One's like, oh man. I'm like, damn, what the hell happened? But we're here this week and it's back. I got some stories. I got some things.
You got some stories? What you got?
So, game sensation sweeping the Helldive Nation.
Yep.
Helldivers.
Democracy.
I've been deep diving into the everything about Helldivers.
You have been
today.
Yes.
I guess I feel I don't make games. I don't think you make games.
I do not. I do not make games.
At least as far as I've been concerned, you've not told us you're a secret game dev that we don't know about.
Nope, that ain't me.
And I'm actively not a game dev I've told anyone about. But you and me have played a game or two in our lifetimes.
Yeah, one or two.
A variety of games that include leveling up, unlocking gear, using different classes and loadouts and specialties.
Yeah.
So I'd say you and me are maybe not a subject matter expert, but we're well versed in the idea of
absolutely
of it all.
Yeah.
I have issues with gaming at times.
Okay.
And that centers around the idea that maybe I'm unaware of how things work, or I think devs don't understand how things work. Do you think devs play their game? Do you think they legitimately
Tarkov?
sit down and play
no.
Okay.
Helldivers? I could see it. Yeah.
So
I don't know why. Where's this headed?
So Helldivers is a fun game, whereas there's a difficulty for everyone. You can play.
There are 9 difficulties. Yes.
It is a game where you're supposed to find the limit, and that's where you should be playing. Just about where you might not succeed. It shouldn't be a game where you always succeed, and it shouldn't be a game where you always fail. I feel like you should be able to find an appropriate level of difficulty challenge to your play style.
Yeah.
And have a good time. So, I think with us being more weathered gamers, our limit is a little higher than some.
It depends on who's on the crew, but yeah, I think me and you paying attention, yeah, we're up there, pretty good.
Right. So we're playing in the easily 7+ difficulty. So we're in the thick of it.
It's been a long time since we played something less than 7.
Right. So the difficulty of any game is a strange thing to do. AI, I'm going to say AI. I feel dirty saying AI. I hate the word AI anymore. I was just talking about this to the guy I work with. And I'm like, he asked me about something about the AI features of the new MacBook. I'm like, remember when features were just features?
Yeah.
Remember when think of Google Lens. Easy Google product. All you did was you took a picture of something and it found it for you.
Yeah.
You I'll look at those shoes, takes
now
a picture.
It's marketed as bullshit AI stuff.
But it wasn't.
The new Samsung phone.
Yeah, a lot of these things that are being marketed now are like, oh man, AI enhanced like like everything. I'm like, it used to just be like not everything. I get everything is might be like an AI
Speaking of AI
filter.
enhanced, I just turned off all the bullshit AI enhancement on my phone for pictures, and now my pictures look good again.
Yeah,
Because they were
I,
like, you took a picture of something, picture would look great, and then it would flash because it finished its enhancements, and it looked like shit.
yeah. It's like, but they have to call that like an AI enhancement. It could just be like, I get it is AI, but like, why do we have to sell it? Like, I have to listen to it and hear it and like be
Yeah.
oversold on the idea that it's AI when it's just like a
Why
touch
don't you
up.
call it like Photo Touch or something?
Yeah, like Google Lens,
Not,
like AI image capture or like AI world. Like, no, it could just be Google Lens. Like it was branded, and it was for the long. It was just like Google Lens. You like take a picture and it figures it out. So I don't know why I pivoted that. But okay, so AI in video games, as in it's basically the enemy. How the enemy interacts against you.
sure.
It's a weird balance of the only way to make AI smarter is to make AI cheat. I
Yeah.
think the perfect idea about this is like uh one of those Civ 5 like super people like went into like the dynamics of Civ 5. They're like they can't really make the Civ AI smarter than you because it's just like it doesn't know what it's actually doing. All it can do is give it bonuses and more buffs, and it's really just cheating, and that's why it's harder. It's because it's cheating.
It reminds me of Tarkov, like scavs versus raiders versus like the goons, right? You
Right.
have different levels. Scavs, they sometimes hit you, like they do things. Raiders, they're pretty fucking good at the game, let me tell you. But the goons, they just straight up cheat.
Yes. So I get it. Games with harder difficulties, how do you have to hit a line of feels fun and challenging, but doesn't feel unfair and cheaty.
Yeah,
Like as
like
a
I,
game
I think
developer, you have
somebody
to
on the
hit.
subreddit said something and it resonated. It's like bugs being easy to kill is fine. Bugs being difficult to kill and challenging is fun. Bugs being impossible to kill is not fun.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, we aren't actually in a war for humanity. We're playing a video game
Yeah,
that's fun, branded and stuff. Like to some degree, when the enemy you feel like is cheating against you, and not cheating in a way that makes them difficult, but just straight up cheating in a way that doesn't feel like the experience is fun, it's annoying. It turns the fun to like why am I playing against a cheater?
yeah. So
So
like recently we played a Hell Dive on 9, right?
yes,
And there was a point when we ran out of lives, reinforcements, whatever you want to call it. So I had a 2 minute cooldown to call anybody back, and I'm just trying to stay alive. And it's like, I can deal with a charger or two and Bile Titan, the big dudes, right?
yeah,
I can kite them for a while. What I can't kite is 4 Bile Titans and 7 chargers. That's
right.
too much, and that's what that Hell Dive felt like sometimes.
So today this morning was the first. I it's it was the first balancing patch, which is always going to be interesting in a game to see how the developers actually think. Because they've been fun. The developers so far have been fun, interactive, and people have generally
Sure.
would have had
It's
positive reactions.
yeah,
But a first balance is kind of you're getting the mentality. You're unveiling the curtain and getting the mentality uh, of the game brain, the people behind the brain of the game.
yeah.
So I have issues with the balancing, and I
Okay, tell me your thoughts.
so there was a meta. There was a meta people were running at the level you and me were running, and I think you and me were running roughly the meta. I was running the pure meta. You were running like 2/3 meta. Technically, the
Yeah,
gun you were using wasn't the meta gun.
correct.
It was
Yes.
one of the more meta guns, but it wasn't the meta gun.
Yeah.
Um, so it was
Basically, I was using the incendiary version of the shotgun.
yes.
So it's not far off, but it was different.
So the meta was a backpack shield, a railgun, and a shotgun because it was a very good feeling shotgun that was very realistic to a real shotgun in the sense that it wasn't like a video game shotgun where it falls off over 2 feet and like
You could
uh
actually get a little bit of distance with it, yes.
yeah, and
Correct.
it hit. It felt like it slugged
Yes.
um and spread well. So they have what like they have a ton of they have a ton of guns and stratagems, which they call them in the game, available to pick from. And in any game like this, there's going to be ones in there that are just so dumb and so bad they're never going to be good.
Yeah.
Like like um
Like, remember
first
when
thing that
we
comes
started,
yeah.
how they gave us the mine stratagem for free?
Yeah.
That was them fucking with us because they knew it was terrible and it was going to kill people a lot.
Oh yeah. The mine like it's just so not helpful, like the bugs just like seem to path around it at times or like they ignore them.
I don't think I've ever seen them be helpful. They only
Um
hurt me.
the sentries are kind of cool until you understand they only can do like 20 kills because they run out of ammo and they just go away.
I
Um
stopped using sentries because every time I put one down, they just blow up
yeah.
because one thing taps it
There were the
or
barrages.
another sentry shoots it.
There were the barrages that were branded as, "Oh man, clear the area, fucking place is getting nuked," and then you threw it down, and then somehow all the quote unquote random barrages just fucking center to your teammates
Yeah, they
and hit
fuck
like
off
nothing
somewhere
else.
else and hit me.
So in a game like this, obviously people are going to gravitate to, they'll call them the meta stratagems or the ones that are like overpowered. I'm not going to word anything like this. I'm going to work it as things that were effective to a reasonable degree.
Okay.
So they took the theory of wow, people are using some of these stratagems like railgun, backpack, um, not a stratagem, but a primary weapon of breaker, and said, wow, people are using these a lot. They must be overpowered. Let's nerf them down to be the same level as other things. That way everything feels equal. And I have an issue with the mentality of that. I think they said, wow, people are using these because they're overpowered. I don't think they asked the question, why are people gravitating towards these? Like what solution are they providing to what problem? Because I think the real problem is people wanted weapons to deal with, like you said, Bile Titans, 5 or 6 chargers, and like those spitter artillery shell.
Yeah,
uh,
like without a railgun, a charger is a very difficult thing to deal with, honestly.
It's a quick moving, heavily armored, uh,
Bull.
large damage thing. It like goes against what, in my mind, it goes against like good enemy design. It's big and tanky, but it's quick.
Yeah,
And
it's got it's like it feels like one of those pick two enemies, pick two out of the three, you know,
it picked all
and
three.
they picked all three.
And then you think it
Do you
has a
want it
weak
to be big and armored? All right, then it's slow. Do you want it to be quick and armored? All right, then it's a glass cannon. Do you want it to be all three? Well, fuck you.
well, and then the other thing is it's quick armored and like charges at you as its attack form.
Yeah,
But if you
so
do
do you
successfully
nuke
dodge it,
yourself to kill it, or what do you do?
well, when you dodge it, you look behind it and it says, "Wow, there's no armor on the back. That must be the weakness. It's all like front armor, and if you hit it in the back, you've
It still
got it."
takes like 4 mags to kill, though.
It's because apparently it's not designed to, the little tail thing that feels like it should be a weak spot?
Yeah.
It's not designed to be a weak spot.
Oh,
That's
good.
not that's not it's just not the hitbox you would think it is. It goes against all character design that you see it. Everyone sees it and says that must be like you hit it there, it explodes. But it's just not how it is.
Well, okay. I feel like then it's you hit it there and you can actually do damage. Whereas if you shoot it in the front, it's just fully armored.
Yeah, but hitting in the tail should be double damage.
I agree with you, but that's not the case apparently.
So I don't know. Again, I'm not a game dev, but I find it so fascinating that they think the way they think they don't look to the problem, they look to like the answer.
I feel like we just figured out how to kill them yesterday, which was
Yes.
blow off their leg.
And it's still not easy with the situation they presented
No,
to us. But now they feel like they
and
took
add a
away.
second one and it compounds and makes it so much harder.
Now they said, "Whoa, you know, I get you want to use these, but why don't you? Wow, they're not as useful. So why don't you try some other stuff?" And it's just like I didn't start using the railgun because I thought other things were like not worth my time. I just didn't use them because they felt bad.
Yeah.
Like all the other
Like
support
if
weapons.
they exactly. If you made the autocannon, let's say the damage output was three-quarters of what the old railgun was on the autocannon, you'd see a lot more people using them. But there's drawbacks to the autocannon.
You have to wear the backpack for ammo.
Not only, it's even worse than that. Someone else has to wear the backpack for the ammo.
I thought you could
To,
wear it.
you can, but that makes reloading it a pain in the ass and take forever. When someone else does it, it reloads like instantly and you can shoot the thing like mad. So, not only does it have the drawback of needing a backpack slot, it needs someone else's backpack slot, and that someone else has to be next to you to reload it.
And
That feels like good drawbacks to make interesting situations happen.
and I find the whole concept of the game of oh man, stand still with a friend to reload and fire the most un. I feel like it's just like,
That's why it has to be a strong weapon. When I can have a railgun that's more powerful than it, why would I ever use the autocannon?
but when can two people just stand still and not get absolutely mauled?
You can't. That's why it needs to be a strong weapon.
It has to be. I feel like yeah. I feel like it needs to be stronger than that because I just feel like the whole like again. I love the designs and stuff. I like that they went for it with things. I just don't know if they sat down and played the game and really thought about does the gameplay and the did we design weapons that match the gameplay we're presenting?
So, I'm going to throw a flip side of the coin to you. I think they probably wanted to get the game out, and they
Hmm.
were expecting 10,000 people to play it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
So,
that.
when over 1 million people play it, you're getting so much more feedback so much quicker.
It's true, and
So,
they did have a game one, which wasn't
yeah,
a 1-to-1, but a lot of the stuff they brought over from game one into game two.
basically what I'm saying is I have hope for the future, and I think that they have more stuff coming down the pipe to be hopefully usable stuff.
I do. I just worry they haven't even addressed what I think is an issue of I. The only way they've made the game harder was adding more armored enemies. Like I think someone summed it up. It's like someone's like, "Oh man, you just need to learn how to dodge, do stealth, and know when to engage." She's like, "That's fine and dandy, but if I'm doing an objective and I have 5 swarm spawning endless amounts of enemies, I can't like. It feels more like cheesing the game if I'm trying to dodge and do a terminal and dodge and do a terminal than it is to actually like. It's like at some point fighting is the main objective of
Yeah.
the game, and it
It
feels
definitely
like
is for Eric, that's for sure.
yeah.
I don't
Well, even they were
understand how he
like
does it.
even their one article today like made the comment like you should be relying on your stratagems. Someone's like, if I'm playing on higher difficulties in certain planets, my cooldowns are 5+ minutes. In like a 30-minute game, I could use them 6 times at most. If
Yeah.
they don't have if they don't have a
A
limit,
restriction. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, how you think I kill like your Hellbomb? you kill big enemies with it, but if you used it to like actually clear enemies, you probably get like 30 kills at most a game with it.
That's like the most I've ever seen. Yeah, is 30 with a 500 kilogram bomb.
We've
And I
we
get two of them, thankfully now, after spending a shit ton of time upgrading, and then it's on a cooldown for like 3 minutes
but like
at
we need to
best.
like I use Eagle because like we need to kill nests and shit all the time or spore
Sure.
skewers, and it's like annoying as fuck. It's because
And
we only
I
have 4
I
grenades.
I build opposite so that we have diversity usually.
Yeah.
Like I see the value in your Eagle airstrike. I absolutely do. But also I kind of just like having a big bomb.
Oh, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I wish the only reason I don't run it is because I want my Eagles to be on auto renew after I'm done using them.
Sure.
And when I have the hell bombs and I don't use them, it prevents my Eagles from refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, you can call them to reload, but yeah,
Yeah, but I typically I just need it to happen. But
I
I can't think
understand.
about it in the
I'm
heat of the
with you.
moment. I just need it to happen.
Yeah.
But when I do that, then I'm also just lost the. I've by wanting to rearm one, I lose the access to the second.
Yeah.
So
And
I
that's
it's
why
just
I usually do an orbital and the bomb. So that
and orbital's cooldowns are trash. They're like 50 minutes for like some dude on your ship to be like, oh man,
let me push button.
let me reload this fuse.
Yeah.
Man, we only have 3 fuses for the laser cannon. Like in every 10 minutes you only get one per 10-minute like section of the mission if you really think about it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No,
I guess
I'm with you. I get it.
I I they'll maybe pivot, they'll maybe like be great, they'll maybe bad. I just get worried at the fact that like their first idea was let's 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 try to change the answer than
I feel like
change the problem.
I think they took the easy way out. I think I would have rather seen a blanket buff than a debuff of some things.
Because people just realize now arc thrower and flamethrower are meta. Like it's you haven't again,
I hated the arc thrower when I used it.
yeah, but it ignores armor, so people are gonna have to are
I
gonna learn
know,
to use it.
but I felt like I couldn't not hit people with it is the problem.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Um. Again, they didn't solve the problem. They just changed the answer, and now the answer is gonna be different. You run into the same thing, so you constantly nuke everything down to the point where nothing's use like you can't even play. Because then like what do you I don't know what are you doing? But I'm not a game dev, so I don't know. But I
Me
just
neither.
don't. I don't see the writing on the wall. Um. So today
Yeah, today.
I sat through like a 6-hour training.
Oh boy.
I was getting a cert in a product we used because I use a product and a software, and I've been using it for like 2.5 years now. Then they started offering. It's a money grab, to be honest with you. They're like, get certified in our product and prove you're an expert in using our product. So I was like, whatever. Let me take it. I know I know what I'm doing, but I just wanted to take it because I wanted to see what they think I should be doing.
Sure.
Same disconnect. Same thing with game devs as there are software devs. All the same shit. It's like I get what you're trying to do here, but it doesn't make sense if you like actually have to be on my side of it and like need to use it. Like, you can claim all these things are great, but I'm gonna show you reasons of why like it's just not useful to me in any capacity.
Yeah.
Um. But I took it. I was like, let me see what they think I should be doing, and let me see what like how they paint the picture. So I'm doing it. I'm not being a dick, but I'm asking questions. I feel at times I felt like I knew more than the instructor, so I
Mm-hmm.
started asking him questions that I kind of knew the answer to, but I was trying to make sure he could like know the answer. I
You're
was
feeling
like,
them out. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like if he knows what he actually is showing, or if like I
Is
the
he a
Ron
book
Swanson memes
professor
like
or is he a person that uses the software?
like the Ron Swanson thing like, oh, can I help you? Like I know more than you,
Yep.
and for the most part, he answered the questions, but I'm like, he was like struggling with things. I'd be like, yeah, but so I'm like doing this, and there's like a section one, which is a couple slot, like couple sections of
Are
lectures,
you
like
alone or is this over
a Zoom
the?
call,
Okay.
online Zoom call type thing.
Yeah.
It
Gotcha.
was like a boot camp followed up with like a 50 question multiple choice test.
Sure.
Um, so I'm like doing, well, I listen to the lectures and we do scenario one. We get 30 minutes for it. I'm done in 7. Like it was like 5 steps.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was like all written out what you need to do. I did it and I was done. And then I had people like asking questions on it, being like I don't know. It was just like, what, how, why are you
What are we doing
struggling?
here?
I'm like, what, why are we struggling with it? Like, dude's like, so what do I do with this cert? And I was like, oh, you go here and you upload it. What do I do with it? You go here and you upload it. Like, I'm just like, because it's over Zoom, so I'm just sitting there like listening to this happen. He's like, we're like 15 minutes into this point, and he's like, still in like step like 1.2, like
Oh
barely into
God.
this, and I'm like, he's like, okay, we're gonna add another 15 minutes to this section. I'm done in 7. I'm like, what? Are we IT professionals here? Or like this is $1,000 class. This isn't like you just take it and like kill a Wednesday doing this shit. Like I assume this is like a profession you're like doing this for, and we're struggling to like upload a cert. Like what are we doing here? I don't think I'm IT extraordinaire. I definitely am not like the best IT guy in the world, but like I don't feel like what we're doing here should be challenging you in any sort of way, shape, or form. It
Yeah.
makes me concerned of like what's going on out there in the world.
Yeah.
And like just some of the questions people ask. I'm like, what do you think's what decade do you think this is? Like to some degree. Like you ask a question and it's like pretty irrelevant of what they're asking. It's like what do you think is like when you woke up this
Where do I
morning,
plug the fax machine in?
like yeah, when you woke up this morning, were you like looking for your Firewire 1394 cable to like I don't know. Like that's the only I know that's standard at 1394.
It was drilled into my brain too. It's okay.
Um
Never touched one, I don't think.
Bro, that class is the first time I learned it existed.
I know, it's stupid. Oh yeah, learn about parallel ports too.
The only port I'll say is like still somewhat viable to learn about that is like obscured still is like I think some people should still know what a serial port is.
Sure, I agree.
I think
Because there
that
are some proprietary machines that require it.
serial is like the one legacy port I think people should understand because it's out there and it's very scary. If you see something still using a serial port, you should one be nervous because like if it's
Ah,
still using
that's
that,
like an fuck moment.
that means
Why are we doing this?
it's like if they still haven't figured out a way to make this device USB compatible, which is like the most basic of B things to do, one, that part probably isn't replaceable.
And two, it's probably running on something ancient.
Yeah, it's probably using some like downloaded driver DLL protocol that's just like, oh, please don't.
You need to know a guy to be able to fix that shit.
Yeah. So it's like, ugh. um, we have a we have a scale that like weighs things as it goes on a conveyor belt.
Sure, sure.
There's a little light tree that like says green, it matches the weight it should be, or like red, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Still fucking uses like serial. We have to use some
I
like
bet.
some serial adapter to get it in, and then bam, wham. You have to like hope it just like all works to serial
Sure.
COM port 0.
Yep.
But yes, you're right. I triple A or not triple A. It was probably A plus what you're talking about
Yep, it is.
because
Yeah.
they didn't. I think you and me probably took the same test, even though we probably took them years apart because they didn't update it for years.
Mine was still on Mine was like 80, 801, 800.
Something. Something.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I know? You know how I know? You know something that's just so useless now because I don't think they exist, but we know about it.
What's that?
Remember the North and South Bridge? I'm pretty sure all that shit. I don't think that shit like exists anymore.
North and I don't know if I got that one.
It would have been on there. They were on like the motherboard. They were separate sections. I think they're all just now on the processor because I don't think those sections on a motherboard exist anymore.
No, I didn't learn this shit.
What?
Nope.
It definitely wasn't like new. Like if you're looking at pictures of them, you aren't looking at any sort of modern.
No, I'm looking at like a table of information.
Oh, I was gonna say if you like just
Okay,
look at the motherboard
you know what?
pictures,
I might have. I might have learned a little bit of this, which is stupid. Why
it
do I need to
probably
know that?
you probably I hope it like all left your brain because they like did different components, but like yeah, like the North Bridge like handled RAM and like
Yep. Yeah.
eh,
It was like a
that and
division. You divided the motherboard in half, roughly.
it just like handled stuff for the before it got to the processor. But I think processors just got so good it handles it all now.
Yeah.
Like it was a concept of old, but like yeah, that was drilled into me. I was like, learn the North Bridge. What does it handle? RAM and APG. Yeah, because it handled the APG port. The fucking old ass like not a
Yep.
PCI, but
Nope.
like was brown. That was the color they always used typically. Um, but you want to know the nice thing that we don't have to learn? All the different standards of HDMI and USB-C.
Oh God, that sounds disgusting.
Because there's USB-C, C 3.0, fast charging, not
Yeah.
fast
Yeah.
charging, Thunderbolt, like, ah, I don't know why I'm on this tangent, but just like, oh, because I said about FireWire. Yeah, no, technology is, but I'm worried that people are still like thinking about this stuff. I'm like I talk to these IT people. I'm like, what do you what do you think's happening
Yeah.
here?
I don't know.
Like this isn't RAM. This is an NVMe drive. Like, do you know what that is? Like, or what? I don't know. I kind of wish, to some degree, it would have been fun to live through the era of IT when no one in the business knew what was going on, and it
Like
was
when
like,
all
oh,
this shit was flying in at breakneck speed, and you're just trying to fix shit that you have no idea how to do anything.
yeah, you're just like, oh man, got to reboot.
Google
Tim, go
doesn't
get a coffee.
exist.
Tim, go get a coffee. It's gonna be 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Your monitor literally has to warm up. Like the tubes in there literally have to get physically hot to work properly.
Yep.
We have to wait for thermal like expansion to happen inside that monitor. Go get a coffee. Hell, hold the coffee up to the monitor. It might help speed up the warm up process. Um, yeah, no. Now I take $1,000 courses to be like. I got told that. I guess the fun part of it was like, they're like, oh, you should do this, and I had typed out a message of like why I can't why doing this was like dumb and doesn't make sense. But then I just deleted it. I didn't feel like being like a total dick, but like
Yeah.
some degree I just couldn't. I apologize, James. James sounded like he was 60 trying to like figure out how to use a Mac. And I was just like, James, you got this, bud. But
Speaking of technology, you know our opinion rewards from Google, right?
oh yeah, I have to like dump a shit ton of mine off soon.
Same. I got one today though.
Okay.
They gave me $1.
What the fuck? $1?
I got
What'd
a
you
full
do?
ass dollar.
What'd you do?
answered some questions about a search I did.
Holy fuck. Did it ask a lot, or like was it
It
the
was
typical?
definitely more than most. It was probably like double.
I find it crazy that either I sent them so many receipts they gave me an unlocked like version of the app, or like you just never give them receipts, so they were like,
I
this guy.
never gave them receipts because I never had them. So they were like, all right, he doesn't have receipts. Fuck him. But they give me $1.
Yeah, but I have a whole different like app section than you.
I know.
Like I think I've shown you this, but I have literal receipt like I have a
I
receipt
know.
task
Yeah.
section.
I definitely do not have that. But I
Every
get a
week it asks me
dollar.
to yeah. I want history. Is that where I can see reward history?
Yeah.
What's the can I sort? No.
Yeah, I
That
need to find
was
something to buy. I think I just lost a couple cents today.
you could buy a book if you
I
wanted.
could. I could.
Yeah, you don't have to. I don't know what to spend money on.
And that's my problem. I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Okay. I didn't get a dollar, but July 9th. Oh god.
Oh,
I think it
87's pretty good. I got some
no,
60s in here.
where's the 95?
Oh, yeah, 95. That's pretty good. That
Is this
was
backwards for you or do you see it
no,
right way?
I have it. I get it the right way, and I also fixed my camera for OBS, so they
Okay.
are all correct.
So I had a 95 and an 87 in July. So that was
Uh, Last year in May, I got $1.
oh shit.
I'm now
Okay.
scrolling through to see
Yeah,
where
those are
some
my
of my good.
highest.
A few 60s. 60s
I
good.
feel good if I hit the 50 mark. Like if they give me like a
Yeah.
54 center,
Honestly,
I'm like,
even 40s is pretty good. I'm
yeah.
happy with 40s.
I would say 30s is my like my
When
my
I see
low.
10, I get disappointed. You
Yeah,
know.
10 is like they didn't. Well, the receipt tasks I get 1 to 2 cents, max like 3 cents at times. So like those are pretty
Ooh.
heartbreaking. Like I just gave you a bunch of personal information. You should give me at least a 10 a 10 cents for that.
Ooh,
Um,
July of 22, I got the 99¢.
oh, um, yeah. Can't wait till you get into receipt gang like me.
They never ask me anymore.
Damn. Oh shit! Just 'cause I looked at them. Um, FYI to you,
Yeah.
the solar eclipse that's in 1 month.
Yes.
It is the last solar eclipse that will be visible to us without traveling. I think until 2044. I read
God damn.
North America.
I didn't realize it was going to be that long.
Um, yeah. Well, I mean, they're gonna be all around, just not like,
Yeah. No, I got you.
just not for us. So, you know.
Oh, February 21, got $1.
Okay. Okay.
January 21, got $1.
Damn. This
January 21 got 90 cents.
the early season for you is
Apparently, dude. Get that winter money coming in.
yeah. Ooh, wait. Did F1 just happen this weekend?
June 2020, got $1. Sorry,
No,
F1
that's
just did happen, yes.
rough start for rough start for me.
Yeah.
So Williams got a new steering wheel this year, which I was secretly worried about, but I didn't want to put my voicing. I didn't want to voice my concerns to the cosmos. Um, I always get fearful when you implement a new system like that because you're basically putting a new computer in a car,
Yeah.
and I assumed
You're
that was not.
swapping from serial to USB. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
So it was like I feel like it was like 10 laps into the race. I was feeling really good. Logan Sargent apparently was having a he He almost had a good qualifying. Remember when him and Albon went out for like the lap and they just basically did the same time?
Yeah.
I was like, bam, he made it. And then Albon went out and he went out again and they both did times. Albon had a quick time, Logan had a not as quick time, but I'm like, oh, I think he was later. He was obviously later than Albon. I'm like, he probably hit traffic. He
Sure.
probably did something. I'm like, he probably got a little screwed. Um, so I ignored that. Whatever. Moved on. The race happens. The race starts. He goes a couple spaces up. He's holding it good. I think he was doing some good fights. I'm like, wow. It's like I don't have to worry anymore. He's like the driver.
Yeah.
And then we saw the yellow flag. We saw the pan over. He's off the course or the
Yep.
track and into the
Yep.
thing. I'm like, you hit me with a nick. Like my heart drops. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ah, it starts right back up again. So the race was happening. We eventually got a replay. I saw I saw him. I saw a bunch of screens flash on his thing on his steering wheel,
Did
and then
Williams not have a screen previously?
it's in the dash,
Okay. That
but
okay. Yep.
you couldn't see it unless you were on a straight
Yeah.
because the steering wheel covered it.
Yep.
So they almost never used it because they could almost never see it.
Yep. I
So
knew that there was some car that was like that. I couldn't remember. I
that was
thought it
mine.
was Williams, but I couldn't remember which one it was.
Um, so I thought I saw something on the screen, and I was like, okay, maybe something happened. Like maybe it's a new steering wheel this year. I'll give a pass to like he messed something up with it. So what happened was, as you know, but I'm gonna state as a fact, F1 drivers adjust the brake balance for basically almost every turn in a race. I say basically every turn because if it's like a chicane of turns, they might like adjust it for like the turn like optimal for the chicane, not necessarily for the individual turn itself.
Sure.
So for like that was what Bahrain, yes.
Yeah.
Turn one goes into like almost a hard. It's the hard like Ricky,
Yeah.
which is not 180, but it was almost it's probably like 120.
Yeah. It was harder than 90 degrees.
No,
Yes.
180 would be
180 would be back on yourself.
so less than that, right?
Correct.
Right. So yeah.
90 is a square. So 100 and up is more than square. Sharper than square.
So he was going to adjust his brake balance to do a very rapid turn. Apparently, the steering wheel, without user input, it sent max brakes forward. It said put all the brakes in the front and none in the
Yeah.
back.
And that's not great when you expect the car to do one thing and it does something else.
No, so like it just sent her full brake balance like plus 33 or what like whatever the thing was, and he just like went to hit and it just like his front just like stopped and he skidded right off
Sure.
because his like front tires just immediately like locked up and
Yeah.
braking. So apparently this was happening. Apparently this was like a thing that just they were dealing with and happening. So they they dealt with it in qualifying, and I think that's why his second run was bad because I think his brake balance wasn't optimal. It
Yeah.
wasn't as bad as this apparently, but it was like definitely adjusting itself. Um, so that made me sad. But then there was another steering wheel issue, which made me kind of laugh as an IT guy because I just like feel the pain. So the car was getting hot,
Yeah.
and when the car
Well,
gets hot, the steering wheel flashes car overheating.
sure.
You know my favorite thing about pop-ups?
They don't let you see what's behind them?
No, they don't let you interact with anything else because there's a pop-up.
Oh, fun.
So what happens when you're trying to drive and adjust a bunch of settings all the time, but you can't do anything because the steering wheel keeps saying, "Hey, I'm hot," because the pop-up is like, it's like when you go to
That sounds
select
like a
a,
very bad design.
you know, when a pop-up comes up and you're trying to click other places and you get the like,
Yep.
no, acknowledge me pop up. Yeah, that was what Albon was
Fun.
fighting with the whole. He's like, I can't fucking do anything. It keeps yelling. He's like, I understand it's hot. He's like, turn. How do I turn it off? And they're like, you don't. So as much as again, I don't think I'm the perfect IT guy. I have to sympathize with other IT guys who I feel like are trying their best and
Yeah.
are just like I'm gonna say it's IT. It's some engineer. It's like some hardware, software engineer. It's all IT.
Yeah.
It's a computer doing tasks. It's IT. It, it gets wrapped up in our world. Yeah, I was just feeling so bad for like the 4 or 5 guys that are just sitting around a table, probably being like,
How do we
they got the
backdoor this pop up away?
they got a call being like, what's happening? It's like the hot pop up doesn't like go away, and they're like, oh shit, we didn't think of that one. And then some
And
dude has on the
and
tension.
it's such a difficult thing to solve because this car is literally going 200 miles an hour around a racetrack, and you have to somehow try and figure out a way to fix it.
Meanwhile, they probably already got a call being like, hey, this happened. We need to figure this out because we have a race in like 7 days. So like, even if this race is lost,
Less
we
than,
probably
it's like 4 days, honestly,
well, I
before
meant
they have to start going around again.
that's very true. So it's like they already got the call being like, hey, we need like this should be
We
like
need
looked
this
at
bulletproofed now.
yeah, and then they're being like, they get the second call, be like, what happened now? They said pop-ups, and they're like, oh fuck me, pop-ups. Like, I don't know. It's. I always knew this was gonna happen. You can't like transition to a steering wheel like this and have everything tested because it's all like some guy had an idea that said, oh, this overheating pop-up. Yeah, let's have an overheating pop-up. That way the driver knows everything's hot. Well, it
Yeah.
just takes up like maybe it shouldn't take up the whole screen. Maybe it should be like a banner.
Or just like fucking change the color of things. Like,
Yeah,
hey, when the screen inverts, you're fucking hot, okay?
yeah. So you know, I have to look for fun this season because we have no chance of the season being fun.
Well, uh, F1 Academy or whatever F Academy
Yep.
is this week,
Oh yeah.
so maybe that'll be fun if you
Um,
want to try that.
after the podcast, do you want to watch something?
Sure.
Albon and Logan are doing a not weekly, a pre-race weekly podcast, and this week's guest is Leah Block.
Cool. Well, that's neat.
So,
You know, I think the other racing, whatever that other series was, the fact that I have to wade through live streams to figure it out kind of discouraged me. I
I
think,
try I tried to watch it. It was really super hard. There was too many
okay,
drivers.
okay, that makes me feel better. It sounded like it was a clusterfuck. Whereas
I
this F1 Academy thing sounds like it's just going to be a race.
After trying to watch that series, I've come to the conclusion that I think F1 is a more palatable watching experience because of its limited number of racing.
Yeah,
And I'm not trying to say that like 26 people on the grid would be like I like not like 22 wouldn't be like make or break. However, I think the idea that a lot can happen in a race, a lot can happen in a race of 60 laps. So let's just say 60.
sure.
That's like an average probably. 20 drivers in a 60 lap race, and I can sometimes feel like we've seen maybe like 30 seconds of like a few drivers,
Yeah,
depending on how the race is going.
yeah,
Especially if there's action and you feel like after the race you're like, "Oh, you guys missed it, but there was 400 overtakes between position 8 and 20." And you're like, "You saw 3 minutes of all that." These other series that are like 40 drivers, you're I don't know what you're watching. You're kind
yeah.
of like
It reminds me of that. I forget what series it is, but they have three different cars at three different speeds, and they're drastically different. And there's fast cars overtaking slow cars all the time. I don't know
that's
how
Le
you
Mans.
could follow anything. I don't think. I mean,
Is
I
it
think they do it too, but I'm thinking something different.
okay? They do like the GT, they do the like
I think it's along that same line. Yes.
World Endurance Cup.
I don't think it's endurance though. What I'm thinking
Okay.
about. I could be wrong though.
But yeah, that was I did try to watch it and it was just too hard to watch for one person.
Yeah.
Because it's not like she was top 10. So it
No.
was like a couple seconds here and there. And I felt like,
Yeah.
why am I watching? So even like NASCAR, I feel like there's just too many cars at times. Because it's just like,
It can be like that, but it's also pretty easy to spot those cars.
it is. They do stand out and it's easy to spot. It just feels like, but you don't get into the action if you're like guys in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think less is more sometimes. And I think that's why F1 hits a good spot of less feeling a little bit more. But we do have that to watch this weekend. So I'm hopeful it is a good. I think we have to watch. I don't think there's international, so we do have to watch the like
I mean, we'll
F1.
figure it out. Yeah. It
Because I
looks
had to listen to. There's no F2 Sky Sports commentary, so I like
it looks like there's 5 teams of 3.
yes, so 15 drivers.
That's so much better than what I'm hearing you were talking about for the other thing.
It should be pretty manageable to like
Follow and see people. Yeah.
yes. But yeah, that was I I was trying to watch. I got like a minute in earlier, and then people kept talking, and I couldn't hear. They're not good at podcasting.
No.
Or okay, let me. They got mics that serve a very good purpose, and that is to be talked directly into and to pick up no sound if you're left and right.
Yeah.
But I don't think they learn. I don't think they know that's what they should like. They don't understand. Oh, let me put it this way. They probably understand and they are told what to do, but I don't think they can mentally keep doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because I was watching Albon, he was like talking left, he was talking right, he was talking up, he was talking down. I'm like, just fucking look at the
Well,
straight, goddamn.
the problem is I think that when you're in the same room like that, you have to have very directional mics, but they're
Yes,
harder to use.
yeah. And I'm like, just look at the goddamn mic and talk.
Question:
Yeah,
Is F1 Academy always all female?
I believe that's the point of it. Yes,
Okay. I didn't realize if it was supposed to be or not.
it's a replacement for W series, but I
Gotcha.
think they kind of like said, well, maybe we shouldn't just like maybe it might be easier to market to trick people into like not just calling it like the women's series or like make them like, oh, this is where they belong type thing. I think it's like some marketing where it's just like probably better not to say what it is.
If they can drive, I don't see a problem with a woman driver. But it's
I
also about talent to me sometimes.
you know I don't know if how I don't know if they get super license points. I'm curious. I'm waiting for them to talk about like if they get super license points for this. 'Cause I think it's like F4 equivalent, which I don't think you get that many super license points for F4. F3 and 2 you do, but F4 I don't know if you do a lot or if they're very reduced. Because at some point I think Williams wants to dump her in the F1 car for mostly marketing, but you don't.
Top 5 classified drivers will receive super license points.
Okay.
I think that just happened this year, though.
Typically they'll have like a if you don't crash for so many races you get points too, and or that's at least how like F2 and F3 work. If like you have so many races without crashes, you get like points, and like if you
Gotcha.
do certain things, you don't. Um, it's a convoluted system of like wishes and wants and like I don't
Yeah.
know. The more I try to learn, the less I know. Um, what else? Oh, I got uh lost it. Pivoting, looking. God, I want to move that up here. You do anything while I panic look for something that I thought I
Hmm.
had?
Did I do anything?
Did you fix a car? Did you fix a tractor? Did you like leave
No,
blow?
Van's going in Monday.
Van's going in Monday.
Yeah. Still
Is it
trying to work
getting
out a rental for that because that's going to be tricky.
Oh, is it gonna be a long
A
boy?
couple weeks, like in between 2 and
Weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah,
Weeks.
yeah.
It's like 4 holes.
It's 8.
It's 8 holes.
It's a lot of painting.
What, they aren't just gonna fucking touch up paint that shit? Or they're painting the whole goddamn van?
Like the whole door is scratched to fuck,
Oh, the door was scratched.
and the front fender, and they have to like blend it into the side panel. Like it's a lot of paint. They
I forgot.
almost wanted to replace the whole roof to give you an idea what this is turning into.
That seems obscene. You just got a free van from this.
Stupid. It's all stupid.
Are they gonna install a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, are
Yep.
they actually?
Yep.
It's gonna be better.
Nope. Same fucking thing.
Oh, the same one. They're just putting it back on.
Same fucking thing.
I don't know why it's so funny. I feel like this whole saga is just hilarious.
Just I don't
I
know,
guess the
man.
most hilarious part about this is because I think I know that you're very not upset.
I don't like it. I don't
I
support
like how
it. I don't get it. But fuck, man, he wants it, and we're getting a new one.
I
It's
guess
in the
that's the
fucking
fun.
living room. We have it already. We had to buy it
Oh
because they
wait, so it's a
don't
new one.
deal with what? Yeah, the
Oh,
same.
it's a
It's the
new.
same thing, but the new one. Yeah, the other one was broken in half. What do you want to do? Put
I
half
don't
of it
know.
back on?
I thought they were gonna like fiberglass like weld it. I don't know.
The fucking thing was broken in half, and we're missing a chunk.
Oh, you bought, you bought. Oh, that's hilarious. Um, you had to actively go and buy the thing you very much did not
Mhm.
like, and is causing you a bunch of hassle in life
Mhm.
just to put it back and have the possibility of it happen
Mhm.
again.
Mhm.
Because I assume one day in the future you'll get the van washed again.
Mm, either that or I am now hand washing it, so that's fun.
Um, I think the baller move would be taking it back to the same. the same.
Fuck that place. No. Everything about that car wash was violent.
That's just such a good. I won't. I'll be really sad when the saga's over. So there was no upgraded version he wanted. There wasn't like a wow. You have an opportunity to get like
No.
this one was so much it that you had to like.
I'm going to be honest, this one, like, as far as they go, this one is pretty good.
Oh, okay. So this
Like,
is the
it's got
Cadillac.
lights already, and yeah.
Yeah, but the lights seem very very muted. I feel like we needed louder.
Oh no, trust me, Nick, we did that already. There were upgraded LEDs instead of incandescent bulbs in it already.
Okay.
We went
Are
through
you
that process.
have you done it on the new one yet?
No,
Are you are you doing it on the new one yet?
probably, yes.
Okay. I don't know. I kind of expect like your whippets on the back, whatever they're called, the whip LED lights or whatever,
Yeah, I call them whips. Yeah.
or like
I
maybe just
like
like the.
them.
I know you. I know one of your favorite pastimes is like blinding pedestrians at night.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're gonna get
I
like
feel like I need more
floodlights on
lights
it.
on my truck.
I There's no place you should be driving that you need more light than you already
Speaking
have.
of, I do have more rock lights to put on my truck because I wanted more of them around on the bottom. So I'm doing an upgrade on that at some point.
What isn't? If you turn on your car, you can literally light up a forest. Like what more are you
That's only
hoping to spot?
forward. I want around it.
What, so you don't trip on like the
Yeah. As
it,
far as lights go, those are harmless. I don't understand why you're so against
yeah,
them.
it says Eric that's like underneath driving underneath your car being blinded from
I
below as
don't.
you pass it.
They're not on. They
Yeah,
come on when you open the door or when I hit the switch.
yeah. So you
won't
forget.
run with them on. No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
You're not gonna be able to tell. There's gonna be so much light around you. You won't like.
I can tell very easily in the dark when they're on.
You know. I think you forget about the like Erics who don't have corneas anymore because of your nighttime driving. I'm
I don't know
just
what to
saying.
tell you.
Then you can get fucking dimmer lights.
Nah, we need more.
That's the solution. Um, uh,
If I won the lottery, dude. Ooh.
it would just be all lights. All you'd be driving around. You might as well just drive a big old LED light.
I,
Just
w-
throw in engine.
I really like the pod light. Like it's like 6 pods that goes above the windshield. I think
Yeah.
they're really nice. That'd be like the fucking sun. But they're
Uh,
also like 2 grand is the problem.
Good. It shouldn't be easily obtainable for the average person. Good.
I have a
Uh,
30-inch LED bar sitting around I could put on.
Stop.
It's chill. I can go get it.
Install it in your room. It's too dark in there
God,
already.
no. No. When are you fixing your lights? They piss Eric off every time he sees them.
I never till I get a new strand. I hate these. Worst fucking LED lights I've ever owned in my life. I remember what I wanted to say. We have a couple minutes to talk about it. What do you think of the last Grand Tour episode? Special episode.
It was okay. I don't think
It,
it was the home run, but it was fine.
none of them are like on average they're not a home run.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Like the camper one, that one was good.
yeah.
I enjoyed that one. This one,
Um,
it was fine.
People on Reddit are hating it.
Why?
I don't know. I think there are a couple specials out there that people really like and enjoy. And I think they think they're the like not the gold standard, but like the base standard of what they should all the specials should be.
Yeah, you can't
So that they
hit the
get
home run every time.
no.
Like, oh, what was the best Top Gear specials?
It's gonna be the bridge one. And that one
Like,
was
yeah, like there's a certain couple of them that were like very much better than the rest of them.
I feel like people just get upset
Like,
when they're not that them.
honestly, if you told me, and I was going to say this one, but I didn't because I wasn't sure if I was saying the right thing. If you asked me what my favorite special was, I think that I would answer Bolivia pretty quickly. Bolivia
The
was the one
bridge.
where they came in on the barge with cars they bought online
Oh yeah.
and they like drove through the forest. That was one of my favorites for sure.
Um that
Botswana was
one
also good.
the truck one is always up there.
Yep.
Um but okay. I don't know. I saw people hating on it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it very much. I think like
Yeah.
if you enjoy them for what they are, they can be good. Um
Yeah. Like the Grand Tour, the boat one was pretty good.
but people were hating on the snowmobile like
I
the
mean, it was
snowmobile
hilarious to me. It was stupid, but
I but people
that's
were
what I
like, "Oh
want.
man."
I want
People were like, "Oh
stupid.
man, I know they script things, but like when the snowmobile went off into the desert, and it was I couldn't even like crack a smile, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like,
Do you hate fun?
I was laughing my ass off that that was the idea that they shipped two fucking snowmobiles off in the middle of like the goddamn desert just to have one flying off into the distance.
And then for it to show up later and blow up a truck.
Yeah, because in my mind canon, that thing was just going for decades, and some like
Yeah.
desert nomad was like walking past and a snowmobile like
Like, what
flying
the
off and
fuck is that machine?
um I assume snowmobiles are great for deserts
No, not at
with
all.
with a little modification.
They're like air cooled engines. They're meant to be run in the fucking cold.
Ignore that part. Like if
Ah,
you
then
ignore
probably, sure, yeah. they'd probably be
Like
okay. Yeah,
the idea of like ripping around in sand in them, minus okay, yeah, they're not designed to be cooled in that environment. Sure, whatever.
it'd
I don't.
probably work pretty well, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, dune snowmobiling. I feel like would be like a fun time. But yeah, I get it. Practicality, engine cooling capacity, um, whatever.
You know.
But yeah, so that's all. That's all I had, Bruno.
All right. Well, that's all I have.
That's good because that's all we have for this week's episode. Thursdays are the best days podcast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
See you later.